G'day legends, welcome to live Thursday chats with Kat. I'm coming to you live from Rome. This is the view from my hotel. Currently taking a break from the heat because it's so bloody hot. But it's beautiful. I'm just going to close it now so the noise. So gang, today's Cat Chat. Every Thursday I come live and we chat about the real stuff of life, the stuff that's important. And thank you all for joining me. Trishelle, The Freedom Method, Beck Ponsford, Warrior One, G'day Legends, I hope you're ace. So again, I'm coming to you live from Rome on today's Cat Chat, which is going to be focused on self-love. And self-love is a doozy. You know, I've met many of my clients who have fallen out of love with their self or from themselves for a really long time. They don't know what they love about themselves. They don't even know what they like about themselves because they're just so used to picking or nitpicking or focusing on the things that they don't like about themselves. But what I want to bring to you today is I really want to talk to you about the conditions that we place upon love, the conditions that we have in how we can love ourselves or what we feel like we have to do in order to love ourselves, and the conditions that we place on other people in order to love them too. And it's a mental game. Oh yeah, I forgot, gang. Totally got engaged here in Venice. Thank you, Talia, for reminding me to remind everyone. A really happy moment. My beautiful now fiance proposed last night in a really cool way. So it's actually really fitting that I'm talking to you about self-love or love in general. So actually in line with that, you know, when I was single, when I was in my single days, I was single for about 6 years. I was in relationship after relationship when I was younger and in my 20s because I didn't love myself. I didn't know how to love me. So I would latch onto relationships to find love there and hoping that love would love me back or love would find me. And, you know, they were good relationships, but certainly not like the one I have now. And I remember when I became single, I was single for 6 years, and there were so many conditions that I placed upon myself and upon men that I had to be a certain way in order to be loved. So until I was perfect, or until I felt like I was enough, or until I felt like I was worthy, or until I felt like I had dealt with all my stuff, then someone wouldn't be able to love me. And when I focused on the men or the man that I wanted, I was often focusing on all these external conditions that they had to meet. You know, like all these invisible hoops that they didn't even know were there, but they had to be a certain way, act a certain way, look a certain way. And, you know, it was just no idea of the concept of love, you know, and there were all these rules and conditions that were just made up in here, that were just made up in my mind of this is how love should be, and I can only love me until I've met this criteria, and I can only love another until they've met my criteria that they don't even know what criteria there is. So in relation to self-love and truly loving another, what I've learned over time is it's about unconditioning the conditions that you place upon yourself. You know, we're really harsh upon ourselves. You heard me speak last week, if you did in my Cat Chat, I've been giving myself such a hard time about eating and enjoying pasta and pizza and crepes here. And it's like I've had this lash out the whole time. And it's like, dude, it's just a condition in your mind that you're making hard upon yourself. And, you know, why don't you release the condition? If you release the condition, then maybe you could experience more love or more peace or more joy, right? So this is about, it's about looking at the conditions that you place upon yourself, the harsh conditions, the restrictive conditions, the constrictive conditions that you place upon you and upon others. You know, oh my God, I would love my mum if she was more like this, or I would love my partner if he or she was more like that. I would love my life if it was more like this. You know, we even place conditions upon life in order to love it. And what I'm sharing with you is, as I said, over my years of learning and self-awareness, it's just such a waste of time to try and meet the conditions in order to meet love, because it's a mad circle. It's a mad roundabout that you're never able to get off, or merry-go-round. And so instead of meeting the conditions, or having, those other people meet the conditions, whether it's your boss or your partner or your mum or your dad or your sibling, or even the rules and the conditions that you place upon yourself, like just seriously take a good look at it and see how much you yourself are blocking off love, self-love and love for others. Because that's where it all begins, by taking a look at thyself. That's where it begins. If only my mum was like this, if only my dad was like that, if only my partner did this, if only my sibling did that, if only like I was 60 kilos, if only I was 58 kilos. It's like, oh my God, dude, how much life are you missing out on? How much love are you missing out on? Because of those freaking rules and conditions. And one way, so my tip, my tool, one of the ways that I help myself get out of this, and how I want to help you guys get out of this, is imagine you as a little kid. Imagine having a little kid next to you. A kid that looks like you. Maybe you're 5 or maybe you're 6, and you wouldn't tell a kid, or if it's easier, think of your niece or your nephew or your friend's kid. You would never tell a kid that you don't love them, or that, until they're worthy, or until they're perfect, or until they're good enough, or until they've proved themselves, or until they've got full capacity of how to achieve life, then you'll love them. Or until you're 50 kilos, until you're 20 kilos, I can't love you, mate. It's like, wow. We wouldn't speak to a kid like that, unless you're a total prick, which I know you're not. So this is how I start to bring myself back to, whoa, I'm on the harsh train. I'm on the bitch train, I'm on the self-hate train, or I'm on the other hate train of hating upon others, of conditioning others and blocking love. And it's like, if I look at Steve, or if I look at the kids, my stepgirls, if I look at them and I think, gosh, if you were just like this, I could love you so much more. And it's like, nah, dude, look at that innocent child. What helps bring me back is remembering that they are an innocent kid and they just need love. Whenever I'm having a Barney with Steve, I just think, oh my God, there's a little boy in him that is just crying out for love, and it's crying out in all these weird, wacky ways, but it's just love, he's yearning for. If I do that for me when I'm being harsh to me, it's like, oh my God, my little kid just wants love. It's seeking a parent that's just there to love him, and bring them back to center. So that practice, or that tool, is imagine having an imaginary friend. Often when we were kids, we had imaginary friends. Do it now. But imagine that little imaginary kid is you when you were 5, when you were 6. And ask them, how do you want to be spoken to? What words do you need to hear from me? How would you like to be treated? How would you like me to encourage you or to educate you? If you do feel fat, if you do feel like shit, if you do feel low about yourself, fine. Yes, there may be some changes to make, but how would you speak to a child about going about that? I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be the way that you speak to yourself now. And we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it too. The first part of this trip, I found it really hard to let go of the conditions that I had in my mind. And it's taken, about a week for me to just ease into it. And so this is the message that I want to bring to you guys. This is also the meditation that I'll be doing on Sunday for live Sunday meditations. Again, I'm not sure exactly what time it'll be because I'll be in Rome then, and I know the majority of you are in Australia. But you'll be able to see it nonetheless. And it's also, this is the meditation theme that's going to be played out in my online meditation program called The Tribe. Everyone who joins the tribe gets 2 weeks free access, so you can join up and you can listen to all the meditations that are in the tribe on how to release those conditions and what conditions you have upon yourself. So if you want, you can delve into this practice of self-love with me on Sunday and all of next week. So, and you can do it for free, which is pretty ace. If you want to go and check out the tribe, go to katjohn.com.au/the tribe, sign up, register, and bam, you'll be in. So today's Cat Chat, it's about self-love and releasing the conditions that you have upon yourself and upon others, the harsh conditions that you've got, that you cock block love. You're a cock block to love. So let's stop being cock blocks and open up that channel to love thyself and love others without so many conditions. I love you all, gang. Peace and love from Venice, from me and my fiance. I love you all. Thanks for joining in. Peace be with you.